high levels of depression, high levels of spiritual attacks, and negative forces coming their way. And so I want to talk about, well, what do you do when you get in those situations? How do you get out of them when you feel depressed, or when you feel like you're, things just are not going right, something is wrong. Like I said, on my timeline today and throughout the week, I've been seeing people talking about wanting to commit suicide because they lost loved ones, financial issues, all different type of things people have been dealing with. And, I always drop a comment when I see that type of stuff, or reach out to people, send them some music. So first things first, that music I just played for you guys, called Incomprehensible Perfection by Prince David. You can look at it on YouTube. Music is a big way to break depression, to break any type of negative spirits or energy around you, because remember, everything has to do with the five senses. What we eat, what we see, what we smell, what we speak, what we listen to, all of that stuff matters. So I always play you some very high vibrational music when you're feeling depressed, or when you're feeling, just like it's a lot of negativity coming towards you. If it is any negative spirits around you, trust and believe they don't like that music. So that will be the start of the process of getting them the heck away from you. So yeah, check out Prince David. I love his music. It's gotten me through a lot of situations. So play you some music. Another thing you guys can do when you're feeling down is take a spiritual bath. What's up, Vatan? Ain't seen you in a while, friend. Another thing you guys can do is take spiritual baths. Now, in your spiritual bath, it depends on exactly what the issue is, but in general, you want to light a white candle, rain your bath water. Men and women can do this, not just women. For some reason, men kind of strayed away from baths, and they think it's feminine, but it's not. So take your bath, light a white candle, put you some Florida water inside of the bath. Also, you can burn you some sage while you take your bath, and then just sit in the bath and pray. Pray to whoever you believe in. Okay? That's another thing you could do. Also, disconnect from social media. That's another thing that people can do when they're feeling down and depressed and things like that. When you get on social media a lot, it's pulling your energy. And so it's basically like an overload of friends pulling on your energy, wanting to talk to you and taking your attention, right? So it's hard to overcome depression. It's hard to overcome negative influences and feelings and emotions and all that stuff when you got a bunch of people pulling on your energy. You know what I mean? And then nowadays, you never know what you'll see on social media. You might see a police killing. And you just scrolling down your screen. That's going to lower your vibration even more. So stay off of Facebook, social media in general, and just take some time to yourself. Another thing is go in nature. A lot of people, for some reason strayed away from nature, but we got to get back to nature. Take your shoes off, go take a walk in the park, in the grass, natural grass, and just go walk in the grass. Go past some big pretty trees and touch them. Candace, you sound crazy. Touch the trees? Yes, touch the trees. Touch the trees. Trees are some of the oldest living spirits that we have here on planet Earth. And they have a lot of wisdom, and they have a lot of healing power. So yes, go touch the tree. Okay. And then lastly, you got to eat good foods. I notice for me, a lot of times I'll start feeling, low vibrational when I'm eating things that I know are not healthy. Like me, I like sweets. So I might sit up and eat a pack of Oreos or something. And I know that's going to lower my vibration. So try to eat you some healthy foods too when you're feeling depressed and down. Go make you a homemade smoothie. Go make you something natural with plants in it, right? Something that's going to raise your vibration. Got it? All right, so guys, I hope that helps as far as raising your vibration and doing away with depression and negative energy. I got two screens going here, so that's why I'm looking back and forth. I do not want you guys to be depressed. It's so many powerful things that we have to do nowadays. And so when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling a lot of negativity around you, you have to fight. You have an obligation to fight because you have a purpose here in this physical realm, and you have to carry out your mission. And so when those negative forces come, it's because they don't want you to carry out the mission. But you have to fight past that. So you can do all of the things that I just mentioned, and just, if those things don't work, go within your spirit and ask your spirit, what can you do to make you feel better? Because we are not committing suicide. We do not do that. We're magical people. That's not what we do, right? No, we're not doing that. And we're also not going to wallow in depression and all that stuff. Like I said, we have a lot of things that we're here to give the world. And you can't do your magical work. You can't fulfill your mission and your purpose if you're depressed, right? No. So if you deal with any type of light workers, any type of people who do magic and stuff like that, they'll tell you they can't do a reading for you, or they can't come and give some healing to you if they're depressed. No, their vibration is off. So ultimately, guys, you have a responsibility. Egypt, what are you doing? Egypt over here trying to jump into the video. Anyways, guys, you have an obligation to overcome those negative forces because you are powerful. You can do it. All right. All right. Outside of that, let's talk about ancestors. People ask me about ancestors all the time. And so I figured I would do a video on ancestors. It's been a while since I've been on here because I haven't been feeling too good. But ancestors, these are just the basic things about ancestors. What are the ancestors? Ancestors are your loved ones who have passed on. Your blood relatives who have passed on. That's all ancestors are. And in many different traditions and religions and spirituality systems, we communicate with our ancestors. We pay homage and respect to our ancestors for many different reasons. A lot of times people will say, well, I dreamt about grandma that passed, and grandma told me this in a dream. Or I saw someone who looked just like, someone that passed. Those are the ancestors communicating with you. And they can be very good allies if you let them. So how do you go about interacting with your ancestors? First identify one of your ancestors that you had some type of interaction with before they passed. It might be a grandma, a aunt, a dad, whoever, a brother, sister, whatever. And just start opening up your mind and your heart to the possibility of dealing with your ancestors, respecting them, feeling that love for them. A lot of people kind of shy away from the idea of ancestors because they think it's demonic, or I've heard people tell me all type of stuff. But let's just go back to the basics, because your spirit is always going to do what it's naturally supposed to do, even if you're not taught it. So when we go to the gravesite, what do? When we bury a family member, we go to the gravesite, what do? We bury them, and we come back and we visit. People sit down on the grave and they talk to the loved ones, right? People often pour out alcohol for them, right? You might go, and some people do other drugs or whatever there with their loved ones. They leave flowers, they bring their favorite candies and whatever, and leave it at the grave. It's no different than doing it in your everyday life, okay? And just to give it a term, it's called your ancestors, the people who have passed on. So in your everyday life, when you're dealing with your ancestors, you want to set up some type of table for them in your house where you will interact with all of them and give all of them offerings, just like you would if you were going to the gravesite. The only difference is it's in your house, and it's something that you're giving for the collective body of ancestors versus just going to one person's gravesite. So, for example, you're going to think about that, couple of people that you actually interacted with before they passed. Why? Because you will remember things they liked, their favorite colors, their favorite foods. If you've interacted with them before, you'll remember those things. One of your ancestors might have liked Coca-Cola pop, right? So once you set up your table, you can give those type of offerings to them. Things that they liked. Outside of the things that they liked, you always want to put a white candle on the ancestor table. Why? Because it helps the ancestors keep their vibration up. And a lot of times people don't know this, but when people pass on, when people go and they pass on, sometimes they get stuck. sometimes they get stuck in transition into the next phase because their vibration is so low. Some people die in very traumatic ways, very, very sad ways, especially people who commit suicide. And so they end up getting stuck sometimes between, you know, different paradigms, different worlds. And that's not good. You want them to be high vibrational, one, because you love them, right? You don't want them to suffer. Even though you can't physically see them, you don't want them to suffer. It's still a spirit, right? The spirit leaves the body and it goes on. Number two, working with your ancestors, they're much more powerful if you can help them raise their vibration, right? Why is it important for them to be powerful? Well, one, because we love them. We want their vibrations to be high. But two, in this physical realm that we're in, your ancestors can come to your assistance with things and help you way better than a person in the physical world could. So, of course, we want them to be strong and powerful. So, needless to say, light them a white candle. If you have some type of white cloth or something, you can put that on your table. You want it to be as pure as possible. And then, you know, for the African people, African ancestry, go and get you some type of African mask, something that's has some type of African symbolism. You know, whatever your heritage is, something that goes all the way back to ancient times, something very ancient that they'll like. So for me, I like African mask. You can go to any type of traditional African store. I know in Chicago we had a bunch of them. I'm here in Texas now, so I haven't really found any. Oh, yeah. Pan-African Connection in Dallas. They have those African masks. So if you're in Dallas, you can go there. But yeah, put you some type of African mask or something on there. And then you always want to have some water on your ancestor table. Water. Why water? Water connects us all. No matter what generation you lived in, we are connected by water and blood, right? So you always want to put water on your ancestor table. You can just start off with go to the dollar store and get you a white coffee mug or something. And you can just dedicate that to the ancestor table, put water in it, change the water whenever it starts looking ugly and dirty, change the water. So put that cup of water on the table, put your white candle on the table, put some type of African mask, and then also give them offerings, give them things that they like. Now, when things start getting old and dusty, take it off of the table. Okay, you have to keep up with the table. Again, we're going to go back to when you go to the grave site. When the flowers and stuff start getting dirty, you take it off, right? It's the same thing with the ancestor tables set up in your home. Okay, you always want to treat it with respect, because it's ultimately you paying respect to your ancestors, you paying homage. And if we look across, you know, all of the other different spirituality systems, religions, cultures, they all interact with their ancestors. A great example would be the Hispanic people. They always have annual ceremonies for their ancestors. Now, they might call it something different, right? The same with Asians. Anytime you go in a nail salon or any type of Asian establishment, you're always going to see something on the floor by the door. It's going to be some type of little Buddha-looking bowl with some oranges or something in there, and a candle and some water. Yeah, that's related to their ancestors. So we're at a time right now where you have to be inquisitive and curious about stuff, okay? We walk in the nail salon all the time, ladies. We should be observing these type of things and understanding what they are. Needless to say, it's popular to interact with the ancestors. So I want you guys to get in tune with the ancestors. Also, it's very important that you establish a relationship with your ancestors before diving into any type of spiritual practices. So what do I mean? Before you do any type of hoodoo or voodoo or magic or whatever, you want to establish a relationship with your ancestors. Why? Well, your ancestors basically are the people who always have your back, okay? In addition to the creator, God, when you're doing any type of spirituality work, the ancestors are the people who just always vouch for you in the spiritual world. It's kind of like a oh, she's with us type of thing. You know what I mean? Because when you're doing magic and doing any type of spiritual work, spirits can be tricky. Very tricky. And so it's much easier to work with your ancestors and build that relationship with them first, because they naturally want to work with you. They naturally want to assist you on your journey and help you, because you are family. It's your bloodline. And it'll be easier to work with them, and just, especially for newbies, new spiritual people, it'll be easy for you guys to start off learning about this new world, this new reality, when you're doing it with your loved ones, because it's not so scary or intimidating. Say, for example, I have an aunt that passed, and she would always come to me in my dreams anyways. That's them communicating with you. If you don't already know, when your loved ones who passed come to you in a dream, that's them communicating with you. They're trying to get your attention. Hello. That's what they're doing. But yeah, my aunt always would come in my dreams. And sure enough, once I actually started setting up my ancestor stuff, she would communicate with me even more. So do those things. Something else I want to tell you guys before I jumped off. It always takes me so much time and energy to get on here and do these lives. So I want to give you guys everything I got to say before I get off. Ask me questions. You guys got questions about ancestors? You guys are quiet today. Usually I got a bunch of questions. Oh, the ancestors love sage too. So you can put some sage on the ancestor table. What's up, Crystal? And then, you know, it's crazy because every now and again, I don't let a lot of people in my house, but every blue moon, it might be some type of situation where, you know, somebody's coming in for something. And then people always ask me about my ancestor table. And, you know, I'll have people make little slick comments sometimes. Oh, that's that, you know, because I don't deal with that devil stuff. And then you got to educate people like, look, first of all, mind your business. Second of all, you know, I have to remind people that the things you do every day is no different than what I'm doing. So be quite cautious before you start judging people. When you go and you sit at the burial site, the grave site, it's the same thing as if you're sitting at home talking to the ancestors. You go there, you pour out your liquor, you sit there on the grass, you boo-hoo and cry about your loved one. What's up, Estina? Good morning or good afternoon. You go to the gravesite, you boo-hoo, you cry, you pour out the alcohol that person liked, you leave them flowers, you do all this stuff. You know why? Because that's your way of connecting. That's your way of letting your ancestor know, hey, we haven't forgot about you. We still love you. You know what I mean? We're giving you these gifts. Now, a lot of black people, we don't know why we do that, because we were so beaten during slavery. Our ancestors were so beaten. The information was beaten out of them, and they were so severely punished for, you know, doing any type of spiritual work. But what we were allowed to do, and what we somehow kept a part of our brain and our spirituality system, even though they beat our ancestors, right? What we were able to keep a part of our culture is going to the gravesite, leaving flowers, pouring out alcohol. I mean, I see people even do this when they're not at the gravesite. People will just be at a house party and be like, we're going to pour out some hen for Lil Pookie. Rest in peace, Lil Pookie, right? Come on now. So the point is this. Stop being so scared of things. This is our natural culture. Understand that our ancestors were beaten and tortured to take this information away from them, so they couldn't pass it on to us, but they couldn't hide it. We know about it now. Now, yes, it's called libations, but libations is more with the water. Of course, black people, somehow we always integrate other things. But yes, so they couldn't keep all of the information away from us. So stop being scary, okay? I'm pretty sure everybody out there done been to a gravesite, left some flowers, went and visited Big Mama and cried at the gravesite and talked to Big Mama or whatever. It's no different than doing it in your everyday life and setting up an ancestor table in your house, okay? So do it and talk to Big Mama at home. I'm sure Big Mama done gave you the recipe to her greens. She loved greens. Cook Big Mama some greens and put Big Mama greens on the table, right? Give her those offerings, just like you would do if you were sitting at Big Mama's gravesite. Now, my auntie loves certain things, Snickers, different things like that. So you can bet your bottom dollar I go and give my auntie what she like. And they respond. Well, Candace, what do they do with the offerings you put on the table? When you're starting off, don't stress about it, okay? Because you don't stress about the offerings you bring when you go to the gravesite, right? You don't think about, when I poured out this fifth of Hennessy for Lil Pookie, where did it go? The spirit took it, okay? But I will tell you guys this. You'll put food and stuff, offerings on your ancestor tables. Now, obviously, the food will still be there, but the energy will be taken from it. The energy of the food, the drink, whatever, it'll be gone. How do I know this? Well, I like sweets, right? So I'll put some sweets on at my ancestor table. And then one day I'll just be like, look, I don't have no sweets here. Let me just take a piece of, Big Mama piece of candy. And it won't taste nothing like the candy. It'd be like, what is this? Right? Point is, they take the energy from it. So, no, the candy is not magically going to get up off the table and start walking away. It might. It could. It's possible. But typically, that's not what's going to happen. The candy is going to stay on the table, and they're going to take the energy from it. Okay? A lot of times with the drinks and stuff like that, those are, they naturally start evaporating anyways. But hope you guys get my point on what I'm trying to tell you guys, because this is very imperative to any type of spiritual work. Since Egypt keep opening the door, we're going to incorporate Egypt in this ancestor video. So, also, guys, once you learn this stuff, you want to teach your children. Why? Because we have to keep the information. Hey, Jasmine, you've been waiting on this. Well, I'm glad. Wait, what? I come on in. I'm talking about ancestors. Introductory ancestors for people who are just interested and they don't know where to start. But yes, any type of spiritual practice, you have to incorporate the ancestors. And because our ancestors the information was stripped from them so as to prevent them from passing it on us. Now, our generation, us people who are now aware of this new information, we're not being treated as our ancestors were in slavery, right? To prevent us from passing it down. Now we have an obligation to pass it down. Now we have an obligation to keep on passing on information, to reinstill our culture into our family and our children. Egypt, can you stop crunching the candy wrapper around? Can you get out of my living room? Children. Now she's scared and ran off. Anyways, so that's what happened on live videos. You see me being a mama. But anyways, yeah, Egypt has been aware of the ancestors probably since she was about 2. And she knows how to go and clean off the ancestor table. She knows the rituals we do before we talk to the ancestors. It's important for me to pass down this information because I'm the person in the family who, I would say I'm the first person who's gone down this path of spirituality, right? In fact, the ancestors tell me all the time, we've been waiting on you, right? Because everybody else is that's demonic. No, I'm not lighting the candle. No, I'm not doing this. It's demonic. It's demonic. And your ancestors are waiting on you. Why? Because lighting the candle for them, sitting down and purposely communicating with them, giving them offerings, it strengthens them. It helps them vibrate higher, okay? It helps them vibrate higher in their spiritual realm, and therefore they can help us better. So, teach your children. And then another thing, study, and then also practice what works for you, okay? Never just go off of one person's word, okay? When you get done listening to Candace, then go and do your own research. Go buy you some books. And then also do some hands-on learning. All right? Maybe one day you just go to your grandma's favorite park and sit there and try to talk to her. You know what I mean? They're always around. They can always hear you. But I think it's huge. What's up, Jocelyn? You want more information? Sure. You guys ask me questions because as I'll reiterate like I always do, I'm an attorney. I run my own law firm. I'm also a mommy. And I also have a wonderful significant other. So I'm busy. So when I do take time to get on these videos, a lot of times it's just in the spur of the moment when my spirit tells me to. So you guys will benefit much more if you just get your questions, ask the questions. Because I don't have a script. I'm not sitting here scripted. You know, ask me the questions before I get off of here. And I love to answer any of you guys' questions. So yes, you want to work with those ancestors. And it's actually quite intriguing when you first start, because it's like opening up a new paradigm. It's like that third eye opening, almost like, whoa, I thought this was just in the movies. You know what I mean? Depending on your gifts, sometimes you might hear them talk to you. And you're like, ain't nobody in here. You know what I mean? Back in the day, even still today, you know, people would be like, oh, you crazy, and go take you and prescribe you some medicine. No, because they want you in the matrix. They don't want you to break free and understand the reality and what your powers really are. Okay? Also, your ancestors, like I said, they'll come to you in dreams. So when you do start working with them, pay attention to your dreams. I recommend that each and every one of you keep a dream journal. Okay? Dream journal. What's important? Why is it important? Because spirits communicate with you in your dreams if you let them, if you have that gift. And so you never know if you have that gift until you start paying attention to your dreams. A lot of times we'll dream, and when you wake up and get going with your day, you will forget what the dream was, right? So when you first wake up, you need a table right there with the journal. And when you wake up, write down the dream. And then that way you can go back to it when it actually happens. When whatever happened in your dream, when it actually manifests in this real time, you can go back to the journal so you know you're not tripping. You go back and be like, oh no, September 2019, I had a dream that I was gonna start a business and I was gonna sell cupcakes. Now, you know, 10 months later, whatever, I'm starting a business and I'm selling cupcakes, whatever, right? And then also those messages from your ancestors, your spirit guides, all that stuff. Sometimes it doesn't make sense when they give it to you, but it might make sense 3 months from when you got the dream, right? So do that as well. Now I'm gonna look at some of these questions. I need to cleanse my area or something because I'm all over the place. Yeah, it's Tina, you need to get, the term for that is just you need to ground yourself. So you can try to get some black tourmaline, a black tourmaline crystal. Also text me. I can make you a spiritual box just for you based on what you're dealing with, and we can talk more in detail about it. And I'm making those available to you guys as well, the public, where I'm creating you guys spiritual boxes for whatever your situation is. In the spiritual box, it'll contain everything you need to do your ritual, right? So if I think a candle is necessary for you, I'll put whatever color candle you need. If I think a certain crystal is necessary, I'll put that crystal in there. If I think you need a certain herb or something like that, I will put that in there. And I also will write out my own personal ritual that you should do for that situation, right? So I'm doing those for depression. I'm doing those for love. I'm doing those for money as well. And also raising your vibration. So we'll work on those, guys, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. Let me go through some more of these. The more you interact, the more you become in tune. Yes, the more you interact with the ancestors, the more you become in tune. But I want to stress, it's very important for you guys to start with the ancestors, because I know people who will jump and they be working with all these like top dog spirits, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, wait a minute, what about Big Mama and them? What about your ancestors? You gotta work with your ancestors. It's almost like disrespectful to jump over the ancestors and go to, you know, Oshun or Shango or whatever, you know what I mean? It's disrespectful to the ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Because you over here giving Oshun offerings, talking about something you need money and whatever, or you want love, and you ain't paid homage to the ancestors. That's your bloodline. And then each and every bloodline has certain characteristics, certain unique things that your bloodline would do. So for example, I have some Native American in my bloodline. Many African people do. And also some Gullah Geechee. Well, when I'm dealing with my ancestors and they come to me in my dreams or whatever, and they're telling me to do certain things, a lot of times it's unique to whatever my African tribe was. I don't know what my African tribe was. Haven't figured that out yet. But I do know what my Native American tribe was. But a lot of things they tell me to do is unique to that. And it could be unique to, you know, the Gullah Geechees, what only Gullah Geechees do. You know what I mean? Same thing with many of you guys. Some of you guys might have some Puerto Rican or something. Well, whatever specific tribe your family is from in Africa, you know. Obviously, the Igbos in Nigeria do things differently than the Guyanians, you know. And it's a bunch of different tribes within each country, right? So that's my point. Work with your ancestors first, okay? That's important, guys. I feel vibes around negativity or right when something is about to happen. Is that good or bad? Excuse me. King G Mac, that's a gift. So don't never look at any of your gifts as something bad, because there are a million different type of gifts that the Creator could have sent you here with. Some people can move things. Some people dream the future. Some people can actually see spirits. Okay, there's a million different gifts. So just understand that the Creator chose you. And when I say the Creator, I mean the end all be all, God, the infinite, the Alpha and Omega, right? Yah. He sent you here with a specific gift for a reason, because you have a specific purpose, you have a specific mission, and that gift is going to help you with your mission. So never denounce it. Never think that it's something negative or bad or something like that. No. That's a gift. It's good. The thing is, you just have to learn exactly how to use it. And I think that you should pray to whatever God you believe in. I don't know what your spirituality system is or whatever, but pray and ask for clarity on how to use your gifts. Okay? And then more and more you will start being put in a situation where you have to use the gifts, and then you'll start getting clarity on, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? So, for example, it's a lot of psychic people out there. And I've been seeing a lot of spiritual psychic women lately using their gifts to find missing children. Halal Yahuwah, right? Right. Use the gifts. Come on now. This is what we need. It's so much darkness out there. Kids being stolen, trafficked, sex trafficked, and things like that. To combat that type of stuff, right? Right. So can you just figure out, ask God to show you why you have that gift and how they want you to use it. Do you need to warn a person? You know, do you need to observe the scene and see who's about to, you know, be the butt of the bad situation and save them? Or do you need to be the person consoling the family after it happens, you know? Because not every time you're supposed to step in and help, right? So you got to go within yourself and figure out, how am I supposed to use this gift, okay? So it's like a lot of people can see spirits, okay? And some people run away from the gift and they think, oh, they're crazy. They go and get on all this medicine. Like, I can see people, I'm crazy. No, you can see people because that's the gift that God wanted you to have, okay? Right. You're a medium. You're a person that can communicate with them and relay messages. That's a gift. So you just have to take time to figure out why you have the gift and how do you need to use it. You want in. Yeah, guys, hit me up on as far as the spiritual boxes. Just message me and tell me what it is that you're working on. So, for example, if you are working on self-love, or if you're working on trying to find a mate, you know, finding your lover or whatever, just say that in the inbox. Hey, I'm working on this, and this, and can you help me with that? And I will create a box specifically for you with everything you need, and I'll draft out my personal ritual for you to do. So that way you're not confused. You got steps. This is what you do, then pour this, then light this, then do this, right? So just hit me up in the inbox. Jocelyn, I have dreams about random people. Reach out to them now. I used to not understand. 9 times out of 10, I have been able to connect with those individuals. And once they open up, it's like, whoa. So I must have need some guidance with this. Yeah, Jocelyn, again, you just like many other people on this thread, you have a spiritual gift. So you just take it day by day and harness your gift. It's just like any other gift. Like if you were going to be a professional athlete, to get to that level where you're LeBron James and you can, or Michael Jordan, and you can fly through the air and dunk. To get to that level, you had to harness your gift. You had to, one, recognize, hey, I got a gift. I'm pretty good at this basketball thing, better than the average person. Okay, well, let me practice, right? And then you go to the basketball court every day and you practice, right? And then the more obstacles you face, the better you get, even if you win or lose, right? Same thing with basketball. The more they play, whether they win the game or lose the game, they still improve their skill. And it's the same thing in a spirituality system. So you identify what your gift is. Now you identify it. You have these dreams. And it sounds like you have these dreams about random people. And you reach out to them, and it's something that they're actually going through in a dream or something. So that's powerful. But yeah, you figure out what the dream is. The gift is, and then you work on your gift. Keep working on it. Keep your dream journals. Keeping up with, okay, when I have this type of dream, what does this mean? Because sometimes you'll have repeat dreams. Like some people start flying in their dreams, right? So you didn't figure out, what does it mean when I'm flying in a dream? Like, what is that trying to tell me? Just be aware of it, and then you'll get better. I'm trying to read my questions. I think that's all. Any more questions, guys and gals? You learn more from your losses than you ever will from your wins. Yeah, that's true. And then you'll have battles as well in the spiritual realm. You'll have situations where you got to use your powers. Hey, you might get beat up sometimes. Right? And then you win sometimes, but you're always learning. And then another thing, guys, be careful about telling too many people about your gift and what it is, okay? And I say that because I just came across this video about this really, really magical guy. I forgot his name, but he reminded us that, spiritual people were still being hunted, especially the magical children. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids coming up missing and eating and dead and their organs taken and all that stuff. A lot of, what's up, nephew? A lot of them have a lot of gifts, right? A lot of powers. And so, legend has it is that's a number one reason why they're being sex trafficked and kidnapped and all that great stuff. So just be a little careful about who you're telling it to. And more than anything, protect yourself. Protect your spiritual energy, Jasmine. I've had many dreams about my ex being killed. What does that mean? Well, I can't tell you about your own dream, but, that's something that you have to be very careful about how you proceed in relaying the message. Because when you get messages in your dreams, again, you're being an intermediary too, right? Spirit is coming to you and showing you the future. Or it could be something you're worried about. So that's why I say you really have to practice your gifts so you can understand how to use them and, what different signs mean. I've had dreams about people being killed as well. But when I wake up, it depends on how I feel if I'm going to tell somebody about my dream. If I wake up and my spirit is like, oh, you need to call this person, then I'll call the person. But if my spirit is calm and it's like a little confused about the dream, then I won't say anything, because you don't want to go and rattle somebody and they think, well, next week I'm about to die. You know what I mean? That's not responsible. You have to be responsible with your gift. So I can't tell you when you should tell somebody or when not, but I think you should pay more attention to your spirit. How do you feel when you wake up from those dreams? Is your spirit telling you to go and relay the message? So a quick example of when I tell somebody something and when I don't. What's up, Crystal? I had a dream. My one of the guys who works in the main office or whatever here in my complex, I don't interact with him very much at all. Every blue moon we'll say hi, bye, whatever. And randomly, I hadn't seen him in months because I hadn't been by the office. And randomly, I had a dream where he was talking to me in my dream, telling me he was about to propose to his girlfriend. And so I said, when I woke up, I said, okay, when I see him, I'm going to tell him about this. And sure enough, when I left out my house that day to go to my car, who was walking past my car? That guy. And I told him, and I said, look, dude, you came in my dream. You said you was about to propose to your girlfriend. And he told me, he said, Candace, she's been mad at me. She won't even talk to me. And I'm like going crazy because I don't know what to do. You know, I don't want to give up. And I was just about to give up and I don't know what to do. And I said, well, in my dream, you said you was about to propose to your girlfriend. So you take that how you want to take it. But maybe that's what you're supposed to do. And I left because I was in a rush to pick Egypt up from school. And when I left, dude, I mean, I guess he was so touched by my dream that he went and texted me on my personal cell phone. Now, you know, usually people, like landlord, you know, the people in the office complex, they're not gonna message your private phone. They usually just call you from the office phone, right? But he messaged me. And obviously, I would never try to get him in trouble because, I mean, he didn't do anything inappropriate. But I'm just saying that to say the intensity of what he felt. And so anyways, he texted me this long message telling me thank you. And, you know, this that was the answer to his prayer and all this stuff. So that's an example of when I would share my dream with someone. Because when I woke up from that dream, my spirit told me, oh, I got to tell him about this. But then I've had dreams where I've seen people who die. And, you know, in one situation, I just was like, nah, this dream was a little too confusing for me to go and tell somebody. Because a lot of times, death doesn't always mean death as what we think, like dying and then you got to get buried in the ground. Sometimes death can mean a spiritual rebirth, right? Sometimes it can mean a person, their old self is dying, right? For example, the person could have been a drug dealer, just a hoodlum. And then that old self, that old drug dealer, whatever, those habits, that could be dying off. And they could decide, well, hey, I'm about to start my own business. Or I'm about to go join the military. I don't condone joining the military, but I'm just using it as an example. So, again, you know, just tread lightly relaying those messages. Because it could be something else. I had a dream about a guy who, you know, fell off the boat or something and we couldn't find him. But it was all these little messages in between. And I remember I woke up boo-hooing crying. I mean, the dream was so intense. Like, the boy and mama was there talking to me while we was looking for his body. It was intense, right? And I just woke up boo-hooing crying. And at that time, him and I were not in communication with each other. And that was one of the first dreams I had ever had that was that intense. And I didn't know what to do about it. But I just sat on it for a while. And then when him and I got back in communication, randomly when we were talking, I just simply told him to be aware of, don't do this, this, and this. I didn't tell him, oh, you about to die. No. I just told him, look, you might get a real big situation where you celebrating and you're going to be on a yacht. You don't normally drink alcohol. So don't start. Just because you didn't get this big, you know, settlement or celebration, whatever, don't drink no alcohol. And stay away from the water, right? That's all I had to say. Because at that moment, 3 or 4 months later, my spirit told me to share that. So I did. So anyways, just use discernment, Jasmine, on when you share your dreams and whatever. Because you don't want people going, you know, crazy because you told them they about to die. Right? Let me read my comments. Have you ever experienced being paralyzed after a dream, like can't move? Well, the old heads call that the witch riding your back. Crystal. That's what the old heads call it. The witch is riding your back. A spirit is basically on top of you. I can't really confirm that or not. I haven't really studied that, but I know that's what I've heard a lot of older people say. A spirit is on top of you, and that's why you can't move. So what I would say, Crystal, is Maybe focus on setting your intentions a little bit more before you go to sleep. Set your intentions on the type of dream you're going to have. Well, not the type, but just the feel for the dream, right? I'm going to have a peaceful dream. When I wake up, I will be well rested. I will be able to get up, right? Just visualize yourself waking up. And I'm saying do this if it's like a major problem. If it's happened once or twice, I mean, it's probably not that big of a deal. But if you find this to be something that's bothering you because you feel paralyzed when you wake up, then before you go to sleep, visualize yourself throughout your dream, having a good dream, and returning to this physical realm and waking up and getting out the bed with no problem. You also might need to sage down your room and do some spiritual cleansing in your bedroom. So, but like I said, I don't know the truth or falsity of whether or not a spirit is actually on top of you. I just know that's what the old heads say. So set your intentions before you go to bed and pray. I emphasize all the time to people, we can do as much magic as we want to. You can light as many candles, but always stay connected to the creator. Whoever you want to identify the creator as. Yah, Jesus, Buddha, whoever. Muhammad. Whoever you identify the creator as. Still keep that connection with the creator, okay? Just because you're doing some saging and lighting a candle and now you know about Oshun and Shango don't mean you got to completely walk away from, you know, Jesus or whatever. You can still have that relationship. I know from experience because I thought I was going to get banished or something. I thought God wasn't going to talk to me no more, but that's not true. Okay? They give you these gifts for a reason. So yeah, sage down that room, Crystal. I had one years ago and it was scary. I just had a spiritual dream. I could hear, but I couldn't move. After I woke up and I saw a dark figure standing in front of my bed. Okay, Crystal, so you might have a gift. A lot of times when you are awakening to your gifts, it might be scary. And we all have certain spirit guides that are walking with us. Spirit guides. Those are people who are responsible for you while you're here. They're trying to help you. And a lot of times they'll be trying to help you understand your gift and make you aware of it, but they can only give you a little taste of it at a time because you're so scared, right? They know you about to flip your stuff. You see the spirit walking past and you know ain't nobody in this house but you, right? So, Crystal, you can text me on your own and we can talk more about it. But I was telling people before you jump on here that because I've been having so many people reach out to me about their certain spiritual situations, I started creating these spiritual boxes for people individually. So you just hit me up and tell me exactly what you're dealing with and I'll create a spiritual box just for you. So whatever I think you need to deal with that situation, I'll include everything in the box. So if I think you need a certain crystal, I'll put it in the box. If I think you need a certain candle, a certain color candle, I'll put it in the box. If I think you need some type of herbs or something like that, I will put it in the box and it'll always come with my personal instructions on what you need to do for that particular ritual. Okay? So hit me up, Crystal. We could chat about it more if you want to share more details with me and get going on that. But it sounds like you have a gift. My daughter is similar, but I remember a while ago at my dad's house, my dad is like a hardcore Christian too, but he's wise enough to understand that, man, Candace is on to something, right? Because I'm the first person to come and bring him a crystal and say, here, Dad, I bought you this amethyst. And he told me, well, Candace, if anybody else would have gave me that crystal, I wouldn't have took it. I would have thought it was something demonic or something. So I've opened my dad up to understanding that, no, this is not what they told us. It's not demonic. You know what I mean? It's all about how you practice it. Needless to say, last time I was at my dad's house, my baby came and said, I saw this man upstairs in your room, G Daddy, and he was leaning on the counter like this. Now, mind you, ain't nobody in the house but me and my daddy and my baby. And I think it was my boyfriend, but that was it. But anyways, nobody was upstairs with my daughter in the room. The funny thing is, my dad said, oh, that was your uncle, Uncle Kev, because he always leaned on the table like this when he's standing up when he's talking, right? Thing is, so you have to identify. So immediately my dad said, oh my God, baby girl got a gift, right? That's a gift to be able to see those spirits, because guess what? I can't see them. I cannot see the spirits. That's not one of my gifts, okay? So again, just like I was emphasizing to the gentleman earlier about his ability to sense things before they happen, don't classify the gift as something bad, okay? It's not something bad. If you seen the spirit walking past or something, that's one of your gifts. You can see him, okay? And it could be a good spirit or it could be a bad spirit. But the thing is, you can see them, Crystal. That's like if you see your enemy walk past. If you see your enemy walk through your house and you know that's your enemy, you know they out to get you, what you gonna do? You got time to prepare. You got time to defend yourself. You feel me? So same thing when you can see spirits. If you feel like it's a negative spirit or something, then you can defend yourself. Do something. If you feel like it's a positive, angelic spirit, you know, a pure spirit, shoot, I'll be trying to talk to him. Well, what should I do with my business now? You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid of it because you have that gift. Try to figure out, why did God give you this gift? You know? I had an experience like that recently. What's up, Jay? I had an experience like that recently where, and I'm working on not telling like so much of my details about my gift. Because remember, guys, you can't tell everything, okay? You gotta keep some stuff secret. But I did something so magical and so powerful, like, and it really like showed me like, oh my God, Candace, you got a gift, you powerful. And what I did was so powerful, and it was just me. It wasn't no crystals, wasn't no candle, it wasn't nothing. It was just me. And so I immediately, for like a week, just would pray, right? And I just kept asking the Creator, yeah, how do you want me to use this gift? What am I supposed to do? Because, you know what I mean? Like, how do you want me to use it? I wasn't afraid of it, you know. I just wanted to know, how am I supposed to use this? And then I started getting those answers. So do that, Crystal. Pray about how you want to use your gift, how you're supposed to use your gift and stuff like that. What's up, Steve-O? So guys, ask me more questions. If not, if you guys don't have any other questions about ancestors or your gifts and things like that, I'm gonna jump off. You guys been asking really good questions today. Oh, somebody said something. I missed the question. That's the body being interlocked between worlds. Your spirit wants to leave, but your physical mind is fighting. I like this comment. Your physical mind is fighting against that outer body experience. That's a good perspective on what happens when you dream. I know that's a big topic. Well, where am I actually at when I'm dreaming? But that's going to be another live video because that one gets deep. But yeah, your spirit is visiting other places. Yeah, Crystal, hit me up. We do need our lunch date. So guys, I think I'm gonna jump off of here. So we talked today about how to combat depression and when you feel like it's a lot of negativity around you. We talked about the ancestors, how to start working with them, and the importance of acknowledging and working with your ancestors. Do we need to talk about anything else today? I think that's about it. This was just a basic introductory talk about the ancestors too. I'll do another one that's more deep. I just want you guys to get the basics though. Herschel, not really astral projection, but and I don't know a whole lot about astral projection, but we're talking about dreams, and people were sharing their different dreams with me. And a gentleman left a comment about what happens during the dreams, where your body goes. So, do you know anything about astral projection? Oh, Jay, I missed your comment. You see them and talk to them, and it's beautiful. Yes. Talk to if you can see this, if you can see spirits, talk to them. See, a lot of times, man, the whole slavery thing, it did a number on our lineage, our ancestors and us. But it's okay, because we're waking up now. We're working through all of that mind control that was done to us. But previously, we were taught, you know, oh, they can see the spirit, they crazy. Then you go dope them up with I don't know the name of the stuff. But you take them to the doctor and they prescribe all this stuff. You know, the kid talking about they got an imaginary best friend. Well, it probably is a spirit right there dealing with them and talking to them, okay? Stop doping these kids up on this medicine. They're not crazy, okay? And neither are you, okay? If you're not trying to hurt yourself or hurt nobody else, you cool. You don't need no medicine. But again, these are all my own personal opinions. I'm not a doctor, and none of you guys is attorneys. So, you know, do what you feel like you need to do. I'm a lucid dreamer. Yeah, a lot. You're a lucid dreamer. Yeah. Unlock those gifts, guys. And I'm glad that as many more of you guys. What's up, Vernetta? I'm glad that as many more of you guys actually walking in your truth with your gifts and not being afraid. Because again, the times we're living in, it's gonna come in handy. Trust and believe. There's been so many phenomenons going on. I know lately we've been having these major earthquakes. We've been seeing people get struck by lightning. We've been seeing all type of stuff going on with the water. And I just seen something last night where it was 2 suns in the sky. Like double suns. Like, so it's all type of stuff going on. So anyways, needless to say, whatever movie you liked, what's those movies? Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. It's a new show out on Netflix now called Black Lightning. Watch that show. And if you got kids, let the kids watch that show. Because you got to make it normal for the children to... It has to be normal for them to feel like they have gifts. So let them watch those type of shows. So they can feel like, oh, that little black girl, she just did her hand like this and struck somebody with lightning. Whatever. But anyways, when you start recognizing your gifts, understand that, you know, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and all these other shows that's out now, they based it off of reality. Because, you know, what's the other one with Stormy that played with Halle Berry? I like that one too. I forget the name of that show, or that movie. With Halle Berry, she could control thunder and stuff like that. But anyways, always reference your favorite movies and stuff where magic and stuff is used. Use that to soothe you and calm you, to remind you that this is real, you're not crazy, and it's a gift. It's all about how you use it. You can choose to use your gift for something that's negative, or you can choose it to fulfill your mission here on this earth. Oh, X-Men, yeah. Thanks. And yeah, Vernetta, I teach my children daily about walking in their power. Yep, walking in their power. That's really important. So guys, I'm gonna jump off of here. I don't see any more questions or comments on what I'm talking about. I hope that helped you guys. And I want you guys to go on YouTube and listen to my friend Prince David. He has a channel called Hallelujah, Hallelujah. And his music is powerful. So when you feel yourself feeling depressed, you feel that spirit coming on, you feeling, you know, low vibrational, go and listen to some of his music. Yes. And everything's gonna be okay. And also, you hit me up for your boxes if you you want me to make you guys a personal spiritual box for what you're dealing with. And then before I go, I will pray for you guys. It's been on my mind to start praying for people more. So, Halal Yahuwah. Wow, our just becoming more and more beautiful. Well, thank you. Halal Yahuwah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, halal Yahuwah. Halal Yahuwah, we call down the mighty angels. Halal Yahuwah, the host of heaven. Halal Yahuwah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Halal Yahuwah, hallelujah. We call down the mighty angels under the command of Yatasabat. Halal Yahuwah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. We call down Yamin Zulu, Kimbo, Kimbo, Natata, the mighty warriors of Yah, Halal Yahuwah. We combat any and all depression, Halal Yahuwah. Halal Yahuwah, any and all negative forces that's trying to deter us from our purpose and our mission, Halal Yahuwah, sent from you, Yah, Halal Yahuwah, hallelujah. We bind and destroy those negative forces. We send them into the bondage of the pits of hell where they can no longer attach to us and communicate with us and try to deter us. Halal Yahuwah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Kimbo, Kimbo, Natata, and Zambi. Halal Yahuwah. Yamin Zulu rain down on our sides and walk with us each and every day as we unlock our powers and our gifts. Halal Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. There is none like you. Halal Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Bless each and every person that's watching my video now and who has watched it previously and who will go on to watch it in the future. Bless them. Halal Yahuwah. Give them peace at night. Help them unlock their gifts and give them peace about their gifts. Show them how to use their gifts. Halal Yahuwah. Hallelujah. 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 Show them how to use their gifts in accordance with your will, Yah. Halal Yahuwah, to advance our people. Halal Yahuwah, and restore order to the throne. Halal Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Halal Yahuwah. Ashe, and so it is done. With grace, mercy, and favor over you and me throughout the process. Have a great Saturday.